I'm standing in the little village of Lauenburg, and I'm watching the sight that we'd hoped we'd see for 6 long years. The German army coming into surrender, driving into surrender on its own petrol with its own drivers into the British lines. Since 2 o'clock this morning, this endless stream of transport has been pouring through this town, under the white flags hung over the shattered houses by the inhabitants, who are standing in the streets looking dumbfounded at this wreckage of the Wehrmacht that's going past us. But make no mistake about it, this army we see going by us is the most curious collection of wreckage you ever saw. Improvised cars with people lighting on the bumpers, half-track vehicles, thousands of them going through in a steady stream. And to make matters even more fantastic, they've got their own traffic policemen directing them under British orders, standing on the corner waving listlessly on as the thing goes steadily by us. These people are defeated soldiers. You can see it in their eyes. In the middle of them, there comes a much more joyous note. We've seen a charabanc full of RAF released prisoners cheering as they went by, and the Germans on the half-track looking glumly on. And what do the British soldiers who've been watching it think about it?
Well, so we've been waiting 6 long years for this. What a sight. My boy, I'd never seen nothing like it.
And none of us will, because this is the end of the German army in the north. Hello BBC, this is Wynford Vaughn-Thomas reporting from northern Germany. This is the end of the German armies on the Elbe. If you'd have told me that on this morning of May the 3rd, I'd find myself, as I am now, sitting in the center of a German convoy, a stopped German convoy. But it's a convoy that stretches now for mile upon mile as far as the eye can see, bumper to bumper, crammed full of Germans. Well, I never believed it. And this I take some believing. We're sitting in our Jeep, surrounded by hundreds upon thousands of our ex-enemies. They're coming in under their own steam. They themselves have driven into our lines, and at designated points we've set up our traffic controls, and to them, meekly, have come the Wehrmacht. They've been coming in all night and all this morning. Tiger tanks, guns, lorries in their thousands, with the men riding on the bumpers or clinging to the roofs of the lorries. Beaten men. You can see it in their unshaven faces. They've had enough of it. Well, they've even set up their own traffic policemen to guide themselves in. And they've been going past us now for hours, through the little villages and under the white flags hung out by the local inhabitants. And not one of those inhabitants has made a move or a gesture. They've just stared dumbly at this army of theirs, giving itself up. No one speaks. Looking at the Germans, they're dumb, glum, and downcast. Occasionally one does grin, glad it's all over. And once you see this hodgepodge collection of transport they're riding in, well, you can see that they couldn't have lasted a moment longer. Cars and commandeered lorries, old horse and carts, there's one dragging past us now, and hundreds and upon hundreds of infantrymen without their arms trudging wearily along on tired feet. And then others pushing bicycles, piled already with their suitcases and clothes, all set for captivity. It's been a silent surrender. There's been none of the cheering and the band playing and the arrogance of the Cape Bon surrender. These people sometimes say nothing as they go by, but it's the British troops watching delightedly this fantastic, nondescript cavalcade that once was the Wehrmacht, who are doing the cheering and the talking.
I'll say we are. It's just what we've been waiting for. Nearly 6 years we waited, and this is it. It's terrific.
Yes, it's terrific. Here in the cold sunlight of May the 3rd, we're seeing the end of the German armies in the Elbe.